In this video, we'll go over the Pupil Value Added tab. That can be found just under Progress here. And what this does is Asset calculates the value added for each pupil individually and helps you set targets for each pupil for each subject. So in the screen, you can see pupil characteristics, which means you can filter anyone from your pupil list here via these tabs. So if you wanted to filter from male to female, free school meals, maybe change the ethnicity to white British, and maybe you'd even want to put free school meals. You now have all of the pupils from your pupil list that you imported that are male, have free school meals, and are white British. Now, what else can you do? If you click on Other Pupil Information, you can search by pupil name. You can also search for all the pupils here, their unique pupil number, tutor group, 5A star to C including English and Maths, or disadvantaged pupils. If you click on Key Stage 2 to 4 Value Added, you can also see here, this is very important, if Key Stage 2 to 4 English is less than 1,000. So if we click on this, you could see here, if we scroll across, that this is less than 1,000, so this pupil would need looking at. Notice that it highlights the ones less than 1,000 in red, just so you can see them quickly when scrolling across. Now if I go to Key Stage 2, you can see their Key Stage 2 English levels, Maths levels or Science levels. Again, these are filters. Prior attainment, you can change the filters here, and school pupil groups. Now you can select any of your school pupil groups here, and this would be brilliant if you want to use any of this data for your interventions. You can also click Reset. It will reset all of the filters back to their default settings. So let's do that now. So if we scroll across, you can see all of the data that you might want for any of your pupils. So it shows you if it's got 5A star including English and Maths, if they're gifted and talented. Shows you their Key Stage 2 data. Note that Asset calculates 5A star to C, including English and Maths for you, along with your prior attainment band based on Key Stage 2 overall point scores and EBAC Best 8s. Best 8 including English and Maths. Asset also calculates sub-levels from marks and converts marks into personalized average point scores. Here we can see the Asset Best 8 and the Best 8. So if on your template you put your own Best 8 scores, that will be displayed here, and Asset will give you what it thinks are the Best 8 scores here. No, Asset does this for you. Here we can see the sub-levels. And fine levels. So fine levels are your Key Stage 2 average point scores divided by 6. Again, if anything's below 1,000 on value added, it will highlight in red so that it can be seen easily. Here we can see the minimum grade that the pupil will need to achieve 1,000 score. So for this pupil to achieve 1,000 value added, it would be a C minimum. And you can see that it gives you minimum grades to achieve 1,000 on all of your EBACs here. So these are all your EBACS minimum grades to achieve either 995 or 1000 or SIG plus. Gives you your key stage for predicted English point scores, maths point scores and science point scores, humanities and languages, and it will give you your predicted best 8 including English and maths, along with which pupil group that you've put them in. From here on out, any of your subjects that you've imported into assets, so all of your QAN numbers, all of the information for that will be displayed here. So say for Arabic, it has the predicted Arabic grade, the point score, and the EBAC value added, and gives you the grade that the pupil will need to achieve 1000 or to achieve 995, and so on. You can also export this data either as Excel, CSV, XML, or you can even export it as a template, and then you can save this on your computer and import it into Asset